Hello, hello. Welcome to Tapping Tuesdays. I'm Amanda, if you don't know who I am. And what we're going to do for the next hour is EFT, also known as emotional freedom techniques or tapping. Now, if you don't know what tapping is, don't worry. By the end of the session, you will have experienced it. But if you have questions about how does it work, what's the studies behind it, is it scientifically validated? I was like verified was the word I'm looking for. We have all of those answers on our YouTube channel, which is EFT Universe. You could just search that in the bar and you'll have 2 to 500 videos that you can watch. But the purpose of this hour is for you to experience it. And I'll explain how to do that in just a second. But first, I want to say hi. So if it's your first time here, welcome. And if it's not your first time, welcome back. I'm happy to be here with you. If you want to engage today, and this goes for everybody, new or not, you simply put whatever it is that's in your way in the chat. It could be something that seems small but persistent. It could be something that's been a long term issue, something that's just come up, something that you're afraid might happen in the future. Um, really, anything that is causing you stress or reaching a point of overwhelm, tapping is going to be very beneficial to you in approaching it with this set of techniques. If you don't feel comfortable putting it out there in front of the whole entire world, no worries. You can always email me. And, or if you don't think of it now, but you think of something later, my email is at the top of the chat. And then I can bring it up our following week of tapping. And also, I can keep you anonymous if that makes you feel more comfortable. But then you also get support in how to tap through it. Did I miss anything? If I did, I'm sorry. Ask me questions and I'll clarify. Okay. Adjust my computer a little bit because there's a tapping point that I want you to be able to see here. Okay. Let me say hi to you first. Hi, Marion in Weensville. Glad to have you. Hi, Donette. I'm happy that you're here too. Hi, Mama Hutch. I don't know that I knew that you were in North Carolina. I probably did. You've probably put it in there before. Hi, Tanya. I'm glad that you're here. Hi, Alexandra. Oh, you're so welcome. I'm so grateful to be here with you. Thank you for leading us with putting it in, Mama Hutch, from Switzerland. Oh, welcome, welcome. Um, have a goal to visit Switzerland at some point in my life. I will reach it. I do have one email that I got this week that I want to share, although I did not get back to our community member. So I apologize to you. You know who you are for that. So I will keep you anonymous since I didn't have communication back and forth on what all is okay to share. But I feel like it's very relatable. It's a very relatable issue because it has to do with the stresses of moving forward, and particularly moving forward if you don't have supportive tools in that area. I'll explain that after I read it. I see one more pop up. Hi, Claire in Australia. Nice to have you here. Okay. So I'll read this and then we'll get grounded and we'll get into our tapping session for today. So our community member wrote in that they're in a new job, which requires analysis of veterans and their healthcare requests. And it's a new promotion. All of the training is done online. They work from home. So the stress level from this is really high as they're required to complete a certain number of jobs daily. And it sounds like that was an immediate expectation rather than like a spectrum or a learning curve of going into this new job. They're struggling to meet this requirement or these requirements and to understand all of the new terms and procedures associated with this promotion. He's feeling a lot of anxiety and having headaches and sleep issues as a result, questioning whether or not he can even do the job. And then he just tries to block all of that out and then run and try to get it done. So what I'm hearing in this is just a lack of support in so many areas, and also a lot of pressure in not having the support for himself, but then expecting to provide support to this group of people who are incredibly vulnerable in their ask for support, right? Determining someone else's outcome is always a really intense place to be, especially when you probably have just gosh, like this slice of information and time, if any time at all, with the person themselves. So, um, the way I will approach this today is tapping on support, and needing support and how to find support, especially if it would be most helpful to get it from an outward source that may or may not be cooperative in that. So that's why I felt like, good, this is a good thing to have because I think it's been a while since we've tapped on anything from this perspective. Oh, I love your flowers. Thank you for those. Okay, let's go ahead and get grounded. I'm going to adjust my legs because they're not super happy. Okay, so go ahead and tune into your body as much as is comfortable for you and do the same thing. Just see if you need to adjust, if there's something that wants to stretch. If you're wanting to, like, oh, I just need to slouch right now, give yourself permission to do that. We'll sit back up straight in just a minute. But right now, we really want to give our bodies the signal of we're safe. Right now is a time for relaxing. It's okay to just let go. Okay, let's go ahead and take a breath. And now, as you're sitting here in a more focused and relaxed state, allow your attention to be drawn to where your forehead is. And you don't have to look at it, you don't have to feel for it. Just think about where in space your forehead is right now and feel how big that space is. And when you think of your forehead, how deep is your forehead? How deep does that go? Is it just like the surface of your skin? Do you think of it going through all the layers of your skin, through the muscle, down to your skull? Or does it continue through like that frontal bone? What is your forehead? And feel into that space. And now go ahead and turn your attention to where the back side of your ears are. So, that back side of your ears, both your left ear and your right ear, that whole surface area, where are the backs of your ears right now? And let's take a breath. And now draw your attention to the sides of your neck. The sides of your neck, whatever you determine that to be, the left side and the right side of your neck, and feel into that space. And if you feel tension there, ask yourself, is there a simple little movement or a permission I can give these muscles in this area to allow it to relax deeper at this time and to let go of any tension that's there? The sides of your neck. And how about your arms? Your whole entire arms, from the top of your shoulder down to the tips of your fingers. Imagine the circumference of this area. If you were to place a tube around your arm, see how big the tube would be. And see that space that your arm is occupying, both your left arm and your right arm. And allow that space to be filled with energy. Any energy that would feel good to you right now. It could be relaxing energy, energizing energy. You could see it as light, as a particular color, or a particular texture. Whatever would just feel to you right now. Allow your arms to be filled with that. Feel that space. And let's take a breath. And now see that energy that your arms are full of flowing down into the main area of your body. So the trunk of your body, from your shoulder bones down into your chest cavity, into your stomach area, into your belly. Just become aware of that whole space. And feel this space also benefiting from a flow of energy. And bring your awareness down into those hips, those hip cradles, those hip sockets. And notice if there's any amount of pain here or tension, or if there's just a disconnection. And if there's a disconnection, see if you can bring an awareness that feels safe, that feels comfortable. And if not, just bring it as close as you can. Maybe it's not right into the hip bones. Maybe it's a little bit above it, like hovering a few inches above it. That's okay too. And allow yourself to become aware of your hips and see what color is there. If you had to assign a color, even if you don't literally see it, if you had to assign your hips a color, what color would you choose? What color are your hip bones? I see like a deep purple in mine. And I can't say that's necessarily positive. It doesn't feel negative. Maybe it feels a little heavy, like the energy there is a little bit stuck. And as you see this hip area, allow that energy that now your main part of your body is full with to just trickle down into these hip areas. And allow it to lighten the color or shift the color, erase the color that you saw in your hips. And feel that energy into your hips as well. And feel it as it flows down into your thighs, your knees, down into your calves, into your ankles, feeling even your feet. So where you can see it on the bottoms of your feet. If you were to look down at your feet, you would see this energy that has now filled your entire body. And let's take another breath. Okay, and if you've had your eyes closed for this, go ahead and open them now. And if you've been slouching forward, gently place your body back into alignment so that we've got that structure of our bones to help hold us in place. I'll set a quick intention for this hour. Feel free to join me if you'd like. It is my intention that as we tap together today, that even though we are all around the world and have very different experiences of life, that we are gathered together as a community, and that has meaning and that has purpose. And that as we tap together today, there's a real connection involved in that, a physical connection, one that if it feels safe, we can feel with each other. And that just by being here, you are contributing value, and it matters that you're here. And it doesn't matter whether you show up in a really good headspace or if you're in kind of a troublesome area today. What matters is that you're here, and your contribution does matter. And it's my intention that by the end of this session, whether you put anything in the chat or not, whether we tap very specifically on what is in your way right now or not, that you feel better and you feel seen and you feel heard and you feel valued. Okay, let's take another breath. All righty. With that, let's get going. I'm going to revisit the chat here. I'm going to finish saying hi. I'm looking for where I stopped saying hi. Helen in Thailand. Nice to have you. Hi, Dr. Scott. Hi, John from California, and Barbara from Tennessee, and Gail in New York City. I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you for saying hi. All right, and visiting back up to Mama Hutch, I want to read out loud what you've said. Oh, my phone is not silenced, and I don't want that to keep happening. So let me change that. Thank you. Okay, Mama Hutch, you said, I would like help with embracing my small wins. Okay, awesome. So kind of in alignment, in a way, with what our person who emailed in has asked for, small successes instead of holding my breath for the big results. Oh my gosh, the best image that I could offer to you for this, and you may have already seen it, but it's like not an illusion. What's the word I'm looking for? Illustration. There it is, of a person standing in front of a ladder, and it's a person standing in front of one ladder here and one ladder here. And the ladder on one side, the rungs are huge steps apart. So, like really big wins, right? Is what it's demonstrating here. But the person's at the very bottom and they're straining to reach that top rung. And then on the other side, the ladder, the rungs are really close together. So little tiny steps, right? But the person's just really excited climbing on that. So small wins are more than just, well, okay, I can acknowledge that they're important too, I guess. It is actually a really beautiful way of offering yourself support and nurture so that you have energy to continue to move forward and give yourself what you need in order to continue to have that forward movement. So I love that you brought that up. Thank you. I'm going to think for just a second on because I want to integrate what you've said and our person that emailed in. This so this wording may not fit exactly, Mama Hutch, and if it doesn't, feel free to shift it, of course, for you. I'm going to use the phrasing of even though I don't know how to support myself for success, and make it kind of broad spectrum. And for the rest of us, um, if you have something that you're working to be successful in, feel free to shift these words to be more specific to you or to add to them. Even though I don't know how to support myself to be successful in my exercise routine, to be successful at downtime, to be successful at better sleeping habits, whatever it is that's in your way, feel free to add those in where I'm not because I want it to be approachable for everyone. Okay, so I'll give you just a second to picture what that is that you want to focus on. If you have multiple things, that's okay, but do pick one to focus on for right now. Being specific and tapping is more helpful than trying to be vague and all inclusive. The only reason I'm not more specific is because we're a group. So it's kind of a special consideration for it. As I consider this area in my life where I am looking to become successful, I realize I don't know how to offer myself the support that I need. Even though right now I don't know how to offer myself this support that I need, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though when I say I accept myself, I may feel like that's not exactly true, I still choose right now to hold space to accept myself, even if it doesn't feel logical, even if the words don't make sense right now, even if I don't understand why the first thing I'm doing is choosing to accept myself. I hold space to truly accept myself, even though right now I'm clueless on how to support myself for success. I accept that I'm in a space of newness, even if this is a space that I've been in for a while, or if it's a space that really is new in every way. Even if there are aspects of being in this space that are familiar to me, finding support here is new. I wonder, why would support be new to me? Isn't support a pretty common ingredient in success? I've been successful before. I've accomplished things before. I wonder, what tools did I use then? Is it possible that I was operating from a space other than support? Is it possible that I was operating from a space of survival? that the reason I was successful in my history is because I had to be. There was no other choice. Yes, that's possible. Okay. Is it possible that in my past I've been successful out of fear? Maybe not necessarily out of fear of survival, but fear of judgment, fear of abandonment, other emotions as well, other negative emotions. Is it possible that what I have understood in my past to be support is actually just been my aversion to a negative outcome? Even if part or all of my success in the past has been due to me actively avoiding a negative outcome, I deeply and completely accept myself. I acknowledge that this is what I've got. Whether it's something that I was taught by someone in my life, or it's just the best I could come up with because I wasn't taught anything else, I acknowledge this is my starting point. I am where I am. But I wonder, why isn't it working for me anymore? If this has worked in the past, why am I struggling to find success with it now? Why does it not feel like support? Maybe it's because I'm ready for something different. Maybe it's because I am looking for different and I just haven't found it yet. And it's okay for me to look for different. It's okay for me to want an upgrade from running away from negative outcomes to supporting myself for positive outcomes. But how? Great that I want that. Beautiful. But how? How do I do that? What does positive support look like? Even though right now I may feel entirely clueless on what positive support for myself looks like and feels like, I hold space to discover it. And I allow myself to just be curious and just think things and ponder things right now. Hmm, positive support. What does positive support look like? I mean, I know like coaches, like maybe on movies or, coaches that I've seen on social media, online, their positivity kind of seems to be pressury, but with a happy tone. You go out there and you get it and you show them your worth and you don't quit. You keep going until you succeed. But what are the steps? Succeed how? Well, if I don't know what to do, I wonder, do I know how it would feel to be supported? What if I allow my emotions to help be a guide for potential choices? Well, how am I feeling right now? Mm, Yeah, when I focus on this success that I want and I think of how I currently feel, I may be feeling discouraged, frustrated, self judgment, um, disappointed. Uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Doubtful, doubtful in myself and my ability and the outcome in general. Not a lot of positive words. Okay. Even though, as I ponder this, I may only be able to pick out negative words at this time, I still choose to deeply and completely accept myself. It's okay. I don't have it figured out yet. It's okay if my feedback right now isn't on the positive side. But I wonder, what would I need in order to feel a positive emotion? Well, what positive emotions would I like? I would like to feel confident. Okay. I know I'm supposed to feel confident, but have I ever asked myself what support I need to feel confident? Well, I will ask myself that now. What support would I need to feel confident? Do I need time to sit and study this objective that I have? Do I need to hold space for myself to say, nope, for this amount of time, I give myself permission to absorb, to take this time to absorb what's needed and to absorb it in whatever way works for me. Maybe I need to be walking around the room reading it out loud because movement and hearing it spoken helps. Maybe I need to write it down. Maybe I need to sit and explain it to someone else. Maybe I have questions. So I write down my questions and then I look for my own answers. Whatever it is that would allow me to gain confidence in this objective that I have, I allow myself to seek out my answer and do it. Even if right now I feel like it doesn't qualify as forward movement, I give myself permission to release that judgment. It's possible someone in my past told me that that doesn't qualify as forward movement, but I'm trying new things right now. And maybe I'll discover it isn't forward movement for me, but I won't really know that until I give it a try. So I allow myself permission to give this a try, to allow myself what I need to feel confident. Okay, so there's one thing. What else? What else would I like to feel? What else do I need to feel in order to feel supported in achieving this goal? Confidence and how about permission to learn? Permission to start with where I am and to allow learning to happen. And learning can look like many things. Learning can look like trying and not knowing what I'm doing yet, and having to ask a lot of questions or having to say, I'll get back to you on that. I'll get back to you on that. That's an excellent question. I'll get back to you on that. Learning may look like getting feedback, being told, nope, that's not it, and allowing myself to receive that as knowledge rather than a judgment or a punishment. even if I do have someone in my life intending for it to be a judgment or a punishment. That's not helpful to me. So I could receive it as that, or I can allow myself to adjust the way that it feels and adjust what I'm allowing to live in my house, in my body, in my mind as my building block. Because judgment isn't the building block I'm looking for, but knowledge is, and learning is. And my learning curves may be super impressive. Like I may get it so fast. And then there may be things that, oh man, my learning curve looks more like a loop. And I give myself permission to have many different types of learning curves. And maybe for one learning curve, it's just time. I just need more time. And maybe for another learning curve, I need more experience. And I acknowledge the knowledge that I'm gaining with experience. And maybe on some learning curves, I need someone who's already experienced it. And I need their ideas and their input. And then I can start to formulate my own. I give myself permission to receive resources and to seek out resources. Because if it is true that I have someone expecting me to do a good job, then I should also hold that they are open to me expecting them to provide me with what I need to do a good job. Okay, great. So I have a beginning on all of this support. But what about a boundary so that this is not engulfing my entire life? No boundaries. This needs to engulf my entire life. I really need to be successful in this before I enjoy anything ever again. Even if a part of me is feeling something or exactly that right now, I deeply and completely accept myself anyway. But I hold space for the idea that my efforts can be contained to a specific amount of time and still be enough. In fact, my efforts contained to this specific amount of time allows me to be more productive because it allows me to approach it over and over again with interest, with excitement, with energy, rather than continuing on and burning out or numbing out because I've overwhelmed myself with it. Okay, so let's say I set a boundary. What does that look like? Maybe I've never set a boundary like this before, so I need to figure that out. Maybe this boundary looks like time. At a specific time, I say, whether it's the end of my workday or not, maybe I give myself some extra time to keep thinking about it because I need that time to wind down. So if my workday ends at 5, I tell myself, okay, you can chew on this, you can ruminate on this until 6:30. You've got a whole hour and a half to just churn this over and over. But then I set it down. And I set it down physically, I set it down mentally, and I set it down emotionally. And I allow myself to fill those spaces with something else to give myself that support to truly set it down. And whether that's blaring the TV just so that I'm distracted enough so that I can hold that boundary, great. Maybe that won't be my forever solution, but it's great for now. But maybe I love my TV and I love watching my shows, and it's a great part of my downtime. I give myself permission to really enjoy that, even if the workday was just a complete disaster. I still allow myself to have what I need to enjoy my life, to receive nurturing, and to have a quality of energy that allows me to then apply that to these more difficult things that I'm experiencing as I learn my new tool sets. My new tool sets, my success, my new support systems for my success. I may not have it all figured out yet, but I do have a beginning. And I even have a North Star to keep me on track. I can trust how I feel. And as I allow myself to be guided by what feels good to receive as support, I allow myself more and more trust as I discover what truly is support for me in this success. And I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay, go ahead and pause tapping and take a breath. So now just take a moment and think about the success that you're focused on. And even though you have potentially maybe nothing lined out, just how do you feel? How do you feel about it right now? Does it feel better? And allow that to be exciting. Allow that to be a win. Because if you do feel even just the tiniest bit more relieved, more excited, it feels more possible, it feels more light, that is the sign that your subconscious brain has said, ah, oh, we want to feel this way in this process. And you are already getting more support than you had. Okay, let me see what you've written. Okay. Barbara, tapping has helped me get through the last 7 months of the grief of losing my granddaughter. Oh, Barbara. Oh, Barbara, I'm so sorry. If not for tapping on a daily basis, I don't think I would have made it through. So much love to you. Gail, love that. Small successes. I'm overwhelmed looking at what I want to achieve. It's too much at once. Yes. Yes. Mama Hutch, Barbara, tapping has saved my life after having too many losses, including my young son. Thank you for sharing that and connecting in that way, Mama Hutch. I appreciate you connecting. Curiosity, and I'm late. Thank you for the replay so I can catch later on. You're very welcome. Oh, and hugs back to you, Valeria and Donette. Okay, so that's everything that has been put into the chat so far. So what else do you want to tap on? We definitely have enough time for another elongated tap if we have a more complicated one with a lot of different angles that we can approach, or a more simplified one. We could probably do two more. And by simplified, I just mean a more superficial tap, which doesn't mean it's not as big of a release or it's less valuable. In fact, tapping on things that are not your biggest things can really release a lot of weight very quickly and help you gain confidence in the process to allow you to have that to carry with you as you go in for your bigger taps. Thank you for your support for Barbara too, Karen. Okay, Beth, can we tap on physical health and strength? Yes, we can. Okay, so physical health and strength. Support tap, great. Big for me, the oldest in a family of 11. Whew, wow. I can only imagine the intensity of what was put on your shoulders being the oldest of 11. Okay, so Beth, if you want to be more specific on physical health and strength, just like physical health in what way? Are you fairly healthy and you're wanting to like build to your optimal level of health? Um, and you're lacking the follow through on that. You're not in ideal health and you just want to find a way to that. And you feel like, oh my gosh, there's so many pathways and options. I don't know what to choose. I don't know if I need vitamins. I don't know if I need more sleep. I don't know if I need to wake up earlier and go to the gym more. I don't know if I need less exercise, more, whatever. Um, and if you don't want to elaborate, you don't have to. I'm just offering clarity for this for everybody, actually. So, focusing in on what exactly it is that you're looking to improve in your physical health when you're tapping on it. Um, and Tanya, I see are decluttering and letting go of things that no longer serve you. I think that's a great thing because visible clutter, I mean, there's been studies done on that, on how stressful it is. And even for people without ADHD, because I don't know if you have ADHD or you suspect you do, if you've never heard of doom piles, look that up because it's a real thing and it has a super big impact on your mental health. But even people without ADHD, having clutter, we make judgments on ourselves, and it really has been clinically shown to increase our stress to a fair amount. So I think it's a very valid topic. Mm, Valeria, allowing myself to enjoy my life, even though I didn't get there yet by setting a boundary. My friend, um, maybe not the boundaries that you see as being the ideal boundary, but you have definitely set the boundaries that you were capable of. And that is how you got where you are. Absolutely 100%. And if you've had to do it by teaching yourself step by step, that is so impressive. That is so impressive because there's a possibility you were even taught that it was detrimental to have boundaries, that you weren't allowed to have boundaries. So getting to a place where you have any sort of semblance of boundary is amazing. So I give you props for that, even before tapping on it. Um, okay, thank you for Beth. Your long COVID symptoms are still present, so decreasing those and building my body back up. Yes, that does help. Okay, I'm going to do my best. We're going to do both of these. We're going to get them. So increasing health and decluttering. I want to do both. Okay. We're going to do increasing health and strength first. And if the tapping for a long period of time is exhausting for you, you can just hold. It's called the touch and breathe TAB method. It is one of the clinical techniques of EFT. You can hold these spaces, if that feels better, and if you're like needing to get something, that's okay too. You don't have to be sitting upright. I think I'm going to hold these spots for now. And I kind of have both hands or one hand over both of them. And then I'm just kind of reinforcing it with this hand. And go ahead and take a moment and just feel into your body. You don't have to connect with how it feels. This is more of you're just kind of looking at it. You're curious about it. So don't get sucked down into like the heaviness of how it feels. And if you were to rate the energy and strength of your body right now, where zero is like, well, you're not there anymore. Like your body and your soul are separate. And 100% being like you're like levitating. You're so full of energy. Where are you now? And it's okay if your number is low. It's okay if you're like, well, I'm at like 0.3%. Allow it to be your number, and that's okay. We're not judging. We're not feeling into it. We're just getting a number, just out of curiosity. And go ahead and take a breath and let that number go. And I'm going to start tapping on the 9 gamut spot, still holding these spots, and just do whatever feels comfortable for you to participate in. If you've never done the 9 gamut, it looks really weird. But it's really simple. You can watch me and then join in if you want to, or just listen to the instructions. We're going to circle our eyes on our periphery. So we're going to actually physically move our eyes, but not our heads. We're going to keep our nose straight forward. So we're not doing this because that makes it less effective. You want to kind of anchor your face straight forward and go on the periphery of your eyesight. You want to go slowly and you want to go as smoothly as possible. It's okay if some areas aren't smooth. Just continue in circles in a smooth, slow motion. And it doesn't matter which direction you go, we're going to go in both. So go ahead and look straight up and start circling in the direction of your choice very slowly as I consider the health and strength of my body. And I receive the feedback of the number that I got. I choose to deeply and completely accept myself. My health, the absence of health, the absence of health in this body. My number, my health number, my emotions about my health number. Even though this is not where I want to be, I deeply and completely accept myself anyway. Even though I don't have a solution right now for a permanent change, I deeply and completely accept myself. Change directions, start slowly circling the other way. I accept where I am, and I love myself anyway. I accept where I am, and I accept all of the emotions about being in this place. I accept where I am, and I accept that I would abandon it faster than anything if I could feel better. Even though this is not where I want to be, I acknowledge that this is where I am. But I wonder, why would I do that? Why do I acknowledge this painful place? This painful place of my health. This painful place of my lack of health. Maybe this acknowledgement has power. Even though it is not the foundation I want, it's the foundation that I have. But what power could this possibly have? This foundation, my health, my power. Okay, go ahead and stop circling your eyes. Keep tapping. Just allow your eyes to be soft and relax. If they feel sore or you feel a little bit dizzy, that's okay. That's normal. It could just be your eyes aren't used to flexing those muscles or stretching those muscles in that way, and they should return to normal in just a few moments. How can I possibly see this space as powerful? Well, I know what I don't have, but I wonder, what do I have in this space? I do have a body. I have my mind. I have my brain. And I know what I want. And I don't have a permanent solution, but I wonder, do I have some temporary ones? The brain is powerful. Can I allow myself some temporary positive support while I seek out my long-term solution? No, no, I can't. I can't because it has to be permanent. With all I've been through, with how hard this is, I refuse to receive little things because they can't matter, because this isn't little, and my suffering isn't little, and my sacrifice hasn't been little. So it's insulting to think that little things are okay. It's not okay. This is big, and I deserve a big solution. Even if this is how I feel, and it feels incredibly valid to want a big solution. I hold space to find a way to accept small bits of improvement, small bits of relief, small bits of strength as I continue to hold space for my big solution. Well, no, I can't have solutions that are illogical, that don't make scientific sense or come from a clinical space, because that invalidates the validity of what I'm going through. I mean, if I can just think something and feel better, doesn't that mean I'm crazy? Doesn't that mean that maybe it hasn't been as bad as everything that I've been feeling? Aren't I choosing to invalidate myself if I see that as a solution? Even if these questions feel extremely valid, and I've even been gaslit or continue to be gaslit by myself and others by wondering these things. What if I deserve to have a break, to have a breakthrough? And this is an option. I mean, my brain is incredibly powerful. It's all in my head. Do you know what's in my head? Do you know what this brain is capable of? People have spontaneous recoveries all the time because they picture things, because they allow their brain to be a tool in their recovery. I just don't know if I can do that. Well, okay, but can I try? I don't have to tell anyone, even if it's working. I don't have to tell a single soul. It has none, it doesn't have to be any of their business. It has nothing to do with them. This is my body, my mind, my experience. And if there's a way that I could allow a simple increment of success, can't I give that to myself? Okay, maybe I'm willing to give it a try. But what does that look like? Well, I know tapping helps me connect to my subconscious brain. So maybe I tap. And instead of tapping away all of these heavy things that I don't know what to do with, maybe I tap in positive things. And I know I want strength. I want strength in my body. And I know what strength feels like. And I know what I want strength to feel like. And as I begin to focus on strength, I feel my body vibrating in response, and I feel it reaching for that. And I give my body permission to receive it, even if I don't know the source, to receive it, even if I'm going, wow, is this really working? Is this for real? I allow it to surprise me. I allow my body to receive more strength, more vitality right now from my brain, from my source, from the universe, from my environment, wherever it comes from. I receive it and I integrate it and I allow it to bump that number up. Receiving strength, receiving health right now, receiving from myself, receiving even if I don't really think it'll work. I hold space to really just be surprised. Strength in my body, strength in my bones, strength in my blood, strength in my muscles, strength in my tendons, strength in my organs, strength in my toes, strength in my feet, strength in my ankles, strength in my calves, strength in my knees, strength in my thighs, strength in my hips, strength up my entire spine, strength in my belly and everything that's there, strength in my stomach and everything that's there, strength in my chest and all of the organs in my chest, strength in my shoulders, strength in my biceps, strength in my forearms, strength in my hands, strength in my neck, strength in my head, in my face, in my ears, strength in my voice, strength in my brain processing, strength in my thoughts. As I receive this complete fulfillment of energy, I allow it to integrate into my body. And it may stay for a long time, and it may not, but I know how to offer it. And I choose to allow myself this option as many times as I want. And I allow myself the thought, the curiosity that I can increase it. What if I layer it in? What if I try it with colors? What if I try it with temperatures? What if I try it with textures? What if I try it with symbols? What if I try it with sounds? What if I tap the most energetic song that I love into my body? What if I listen to it and I tap the rhythm and I allow that energy to completely saturate me? What if that works? As I allow myself to receive external supports of energy and strength, I give myself permission to receive all of them as I continue to seek my long-term strength. And I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay, pause, take a breath. Take a moment and just feel your body in that same way, kind of just in observation mode. What is your number? Is it higher? And if it is, allow yourself to smile, to cheer, to feel really good about that because you did that. And you can do it more, and you can do it as often as you want. Okay. I was really wordy on that one. So we've got just a little bit of time to do cluttering, but I kind of appreciate this because a short tap can be phenomenally successful as well. Because I'm struggling with my words, I'm not going to be as good as doing a really quick tap, and I'm still going to go over a few minutes, just so you know. But this will be recorded and posted on our YouTube channel if you've got to go. So just know that. I am going to go ahead and do it. Okay, so take another breath. Allow your mind to switch to clutter. Now, you may not be a person of clutter, but if there's some part of your life that's not as organized as you want, it doesn't have to be physical. It could be, I wish I was better at time management or something else. Allow yourself to focus on that. Okay, we're going to jump right into it. As I focus on this area of my life, I realize it's not where I want it to be. In fact, from 0 to 10, I would say my ability to declutter right now is at, get your number, trust your first instinct. I still choose to deeply and completely accept myself. Brain, we don't have a lot of time to spend on this right now, but we both know this is a problem. And we both know it's really getting in our way. So, even though right now I don't really understand why it's getting in our way so often, I give myself permission to release it. Maybe I don't have to understand it. Oh, no, 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 no. I do have to understand it. Even if I immediately decide, no, I really want to understand and validate why I clutter, I still choose to allow myself to have the solution first. I can always explore the why. I don't need to have the why before I have my solution. I can give myself the support to let it go, and I can spend years looking into that if I want. I don't have to hold on to the clutter to examine my why. I'm ready. If I'm looking to let it go and it's bothering me, then I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. And whatever reasons that have allowed this clutter to be valid, whether it's something like I can't be seen, or I can't be big, I need to hide, I can't be my best self. I can't be my best self because then people will not like me, or things need to be hard and I need to struggle, or people won't think I've done a good job, or I won't think that it's been a good enough effort. It can't be easy. It's got to be hard. Whatever it is that's behind this, I'm ready, brain. I'm ready to release it. I give you permission to release it. We don't need this anymore. It's taking up space that's not helpful. It's not helpful for our goals. It's not helpful for our emotions. It's not good for our equilibrium. It's not good for our health. So, brain, even though consciously I do not understand why I have the habit of clutter, I ask you to release it with ease and to release it permanently. And we can replace it. Replace it with relaxation. Replace it with excitement. Replace it with inspiration. And yeah, going along with that might be organization. Maybe I'll organize the things that are cluttery. Maybe I'll just get rid of them all, even if some of them are useful, even if I'm not sure if I want them or not, even if I'm concerned, but what if I get sentimental about it later? And I give myself permission to declutter in stages. Maybe my first stage is I throw everything in a box, everything, same box. And then I put that box in a place where I don't see it. And if I don't reach for that box, then I don't look in it and I get rid of it. And maybe I give myself a month. Maybe I give myself 6 months. Maybe I give myself 2 years, however long I hold on to that box, as long as it's out of my way. Because it's okay for me to do this in whatever way works for me. But brain, I'm done. I'm done with this being in my way. So I receive any and all suggestions and solutions that you have to work with me while I work with you on going after what we want by releasing this thing that we don't want. And as I receive this, I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay, and take a deep breath. Now that may feel like, wow, I'm so good now. It may feel like, yeah, okay, maybe that's a beginning. But a beginning is a beginning. Like you've got it. That's the foundation. And so if that worked for you, then just keep building on it. And if you see a pile of clutter, then go, oh, well, I have a solution for this. If you need to tap on it while you're looking at it, if you feel an immediate judgment, go, oh, well, that's a sign. This is my brain's giving me a sign. Okay, I immediately felt guilt. Why do I feel guilt? Why do I feel guilt about releasing this? It's a way of offering yourself clues. So allow whatever your feedback is now, whenever you encounter your clutter, to be that clue. See it as a clue and explore it. Alrighty. Thank you for sticking with me for a few extra minutes. I am going to see. I know there were a few comments. Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you for letting me know, Beth and Barbara, that you're feeling better. And Annette, your doom piles in your office. Yes. Mama Hutch and Tanya. Yay. Okay. Well, I love all of you. Thank you for being here with me. It truly makes such a difference, and not just for those of us who are here live, but hundreds of people watch these after it's been recorded. And your guiding how it goes makes a huge difference for them as well. So thank you so much for being here. And I hope that you can join me next week. It's always Tuesdays, 1 p.m. Pacific time. Email me if you'd like. It's at the top of the chat, amanda@eftuniverse.com. Have a good week. I'll be thinking about you, sending you love, and I'll see you then. Okay. Mwah. Bye.